worthy, the King in all his beauty. That we will be, that we are, and increasingly will be brought into that close fellowship with him. That's enough, but there's more. Your eyes will see the King in his beauty and view a land that stretches afar. And view a land that stretches afar. One thing is clear about that land, it's a good land. The land that God says we will see is a good land and a land without limits. A great vista that he will bring us into, that he is bringing us into, but there's so much more to come. That's it, there's always this tension. We do see the King, but we will see so much more. We do see this land that he's bringing us into, but there is so much more still to come. But if you look at the world today, what do you see? You see, in some ways, a world that has painted itself into a corner. We seem to be trapped by so many things, and so many things that human activity and human sin is behind. We see climate change, and people already suffering, and things getting worse. And what is being done just seems to be too little, too late, too slow. We see a global pandemic. I look around and see you with your masks on. Well done. But again, where's it going? How long? Global pandemic probably caused by human activity, and just when there seems to be light at the end of the tunnel, a new strain comes along. We see economic instability, poverty, violence, oppression. The list goes on. And for all of us personally, that so much is uncertain, and there seems to be more threat than promise. But this is promise, what God is giving us. God promises a good land that stretches afar. Beyond all of that, we maybe don't see anything beyond it, but God promises us a good land that stretches far beyond all of that. Now, I was thinking about the recent history and the current situation of our church. Where are we as a church? Where has God brought us? Just think about the last couple of years. And pictures that I have had in my mind that I have shared as well, pictures I've drawn as well, but I'm just going to talk about them just now. And the first picture that I had, or the feeling really rather than picture, was when we were thinking about, okay, I'm coming up towards retirement age, what are we going to do? If I keep working, the church can't afford to pay me. If I stop, what's going to happen? It's like you're facing a brick wall. Don't know what to do. And we've been in lots of situations where we felt we're facing a brick wall. And every time you're facing this brick wall, God shows you a door. And that was the next one. I felt that as we talked, particularly with Jim Purvis from Baptist Union, and he helped us see a way forward. It was like God had shown us a door in the wall. So we opened the door. And on the other side of the door, there was a great mountain range. God's challenge to us is to find our way through the mountain range. And we don't really know the way. And we don't know what's beyond it. But it's exciting. And it's beautiful. So God has shown us that there's a way forward, and we just have to keep going and trust Him each step of the way. The next picture, I actually drew a picture of that, and at the beginning there was a forest, and the kind of path disappearing into the forest, and then coming up the other side, and then going into the mountains. The next picture I drew was lockdown, and it was just in the forest. It was just tangled forest, and a lot of beauty around you, but a tangled forest, and you couldn't see the way through. And it's just been, in a couple of years, we seem to have spent our time hacking our way through the undergrowth. That has been joy in the journey, and in some ways we have made progress, but it's still a case of hacking our way little by little. What's it going to lead to? What's next? But now I feel God is giving us a new picture, and that's what's beyond. And I haven't drawn a picture because I don't know what it's going to look like. And it's one that we really have to take by faith. But God is showing us that He is leading us into a land that stretches afar. So how will we see this? We'll see it as we go forward together in unity. As He keeps us together following Him. We'll see it as we keep in close touch with God in prayer. He will lead us forward. We will see it if we don't try to push it too hard, if we're ready and willing to wait. And trust God will show us what is ahead. We'll see it as we follow Jesus and look at the King in His beauty. That has to be the priority. The order that the 2 lines in that verse come are vital. See the King in His beauty. Focus on Him. Look to Him. And then He will show you the land that stretches afar. Look for the land that stretches afar and you're not going to find it. Look to God and He will lead you into it. Very, very important. We are not going to find it by looking for it. We're going to find it by focusing on God. And then He will show us. He will reveal Himself to us and so much more. Mm-hmm. So, I cannot say a lot about this land that stretches afar because, like I said, I don't know what it's going to look like, but I know it's going to be good, and I know God is leading us forward. So what is God saying to us? Well, the first thing is, as I've just said, the first line comes first. Our focus must be on the King in His beauty, on Him. If we seek Him, we will find Him. How do we know we will find Him? Because He came to seek us and find us. It's embracing the one who has come to us, not going to try and find Him when He's elusive, because He's come to us to seek us, find us, and save us. Focus on Him. Wait quietly. That doesn't mean doing nothing. It will mean being at peace, not being stressed, because He will reveal new opportunities, new joys, new relationships, new fruitfulness, a land that stretches afar. It's not about working out our programs and following them. It's looking to Him and following Him. And there is no limit to where He will lead us. Yeah, we have to have some programs and plans, but we must hold lightly to them and always under Him. Look to the King in His beauty, and there is no limit. And whatever our circumstances, whether we're walking on the beautiful heights or in the dark valley, God will be with us in them. And God will change our circumstances. And then, when all this comes to an end, we will come face to face with the King in all His beauty, in His land that stretches afar without end. A new heaven and a new earth that is eternal. We want to be there. Follow him, trust him, and we will be there. And as Pam said, we want other people to be there as well. So let us look to the King and to where he is going to lead us. We're going to sing another song and then a pause for